So you're thinking about moving to Bellingham, Washington, and more specifically Lynden, Washington. In this video, I'm going to take you around a few different neighborhoods, show you a few different price points so you can find out what might fit into your budget. And as always, if you stick around at the end of this video, I'm going to take you all around Lynden and show you some cool places you might want to check out, as well as share a story with you about the most interesting drug bust in the United States that happened right here in Lynden. You're not going to want to miss it, so let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, playing, and working, as well as the good and bad about the Bellingham, Washington area, and more specifically Lynden, Washington, then subscribe below and tap the bell icon for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in the Lynden, Washington area. My name is Dale Servicek and I'm with the Living in Bellingham, Washington team. And every day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you, and we love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'll be happy to help you make that smooth move to the Lynden, Washington area. So right now I am standing on Main Street here in Lynden, Washington. And Lynden, Washington, if you don't already know, is the second largest city in Whatcom County, coming in at about 15,000 people, second only to, of course, Bellingham, Washington. It's located about 5 miles south of the Canadian border and about 15 miles north of Bellingham. And Lynden is known for its Dutch heritage. The predominant ethnicity of most of the residents here are Dutch. It was founded in 1871 by Dutch here, and it's been a very strong heritage, as you can see by the architecture. If I spin around here, you can probably see over here is a nice big windmill. You can also see up along the rooftops, all of the buildings have a very strong Dutch architecture, and that's one of the city codes actually here in Lynden. A couple of the notable festivals that they have in the Lynden area: every July they have the Raspberry Festival, where this street, Main Street, is lined with all sorts of people selling great food and really cool crafts. There's a lot of things for the kids to do, games and such. Just a great time. Everybody looks forward to the Raspberry Days in July. And then also in August, they have the Northwest Washington Fair, which brings in over 200,000 people every year. So that's quite a festive event. It's a week-long event with all the good rides and junky food that we all like and that we remember as a kid. So the other thing that's interesting about Lynden is that there was a period of time for about 41 years where they did not allow alcohol sales on Sunday, and that was only pulled back in 2008. So yeah, you had to stock up on all of your spirits and provisions on Saturday night if you wanted to party into Sunday. The other interesting fact too is that a lot of the businesses used to be closed on Sunday, and that's kind of been a recent thing that is starting to change more now. More businesses are opening because this obviously draws a lot of tourists to the Lynden area. This Main Street area is a pretty happening place on the weekends, and you can see there's a lot of cool restaurants, coffee shops, different small local businesses, and it's just a great place. One of the things that Lynden also has a stereotype for is having perfectly manicured lawns. Everyone around here really takes care of their property. I heard it one time said that it almost feels like you're on a movie set when you're driving through Lynden. And Lynden really isn't on the way to anywhere else. So if you're in Lynden, you're here because you want to be in Lynden. It's not by accident. And you can see here, they take a lot of pride in their community. And it's also one of the few cities in the United States that actually has its main entrance of Main Street. You drive right through a cemetery on both sides. So another little interesting fact. So anyways, I'm going to show you around Lynden. We're going to see some of the cool different things. Just a great 18-hole golf course and resorts and great restaurants, a lot of nice parks, and just a lot of fun things to do in Lynden. So, one other interesting fact is it also is the raspberry capital of the world. There's something about the soil and the type of rainfall and the drainage that makes this area one of the best for growing raspberries and blueberries. So if you're driving along, pretty much any field you see out in the countryside is probably growing raspberries or blueberries. So, all right, without further ado, let's go check out some properties. So we are currently in the west side of Lynden here at 370 North Park Street. This property recently sold for $453,000. It was listed for $459,000, so they had to come down a little bit, which is pretty typical in our market right now. But as you can see, it's on a nice corner lot, big backyard, fully fenced. so all the critters can run around. It's a quiet area here in western Lynden, western part of Lynden. The other property features are 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. Square footage is on the smaller side, about 1,007 square feet, but it's walkable to Lynden City Park as well as some of the nice trails. I think it's the Kamick Senior Trail, which is a great way to walk around Lynden here. So I'd highly encourage you to check out the western side of Lynden, which has a lot of the older neighborhoods, but yet it has newer houses sprinkled in. This house here was built in 1994. It's got new roof, new interior, exterior paint, new siding, all new flooring. So just a great overall property. You can see in the background, the kiddos are having their lemonade stand. As we swing around here, you can see just nice wide streets, mature landscaping. So let's head off to the next property. So now we are on the east side of Lynden at 1979 Woodsman Drive. This house is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath property coming in at just over 2,400 square feet. Built in 2016, and the price on this is $630,000. It's a good example of a lot of the new construction that's been built over here in eastern Lynden in the last 5 to 7 years. This property has a lot of great features. It actually has a swimming pool in the backyard. So on those hot days, if you want to hop in the pool, the kids would love that as well. It's got a nice bonus area above the garage that's a little over 500 square feet, which could be used as a media room, another bedroom, another living space. So the options are endless there. The main master bedroom suite is on the main level, and of course has the great open floor plan, stainless appliances, great finishes that you would expect. And the eastern side of Lynden has really come a long ways. I know when I first moved here in 2000, this was all farmland. So there's been a lot of great houses that have come into the area. And as I spin around here, you can see all these houses are very similar, nice looking houses. We're just about a quarter of a mile away from the new Lynden Middle School. So if you got kids in middle school, it's very close. There's a few parks nearby. And we're of course right close to the Canadian border here. So if you do have family or friends up there, it's easy to head over to the border crossing in Lynden. So I'm going to drive around and show you some more of the neighborhood on the way out, and let's get after it. So we are even further out in eastern Lynden, and we are right in the heart of the path of growth. This is a full-on construction zone. As you see here, a lot of houses going in, big ones, small ones, and everywhere in between at all different stages of completion. But right here we have 2135 Lagerway Circle. This property is slated to be finished mid to late October of this year. So they move quick out here, especially because the rainy season is just around the corner. This house is coming in at $879,000. It is on the market already. They call these pre-sales, which means oftentimes you get the opportunity to pick out finishes and colors, different types of paint schemes. So you might want to get in quick if you want to do it on a property like this. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, just over 2,700 square feet. And this property has got a great floor plan, very open like most modern floor plans you see now, but it has extra high soaring ceilings, which allow for 8-foot high solid wood doors throughout. So I'm sure these are going to be amazing when they're finished. They're probably built right over on the other side of Lynden there. Lynden Door is a big company that manufactures doors all over the world, commercial and residential. So one of the bigger employers here in Lynden is Lynden Door. So I'm sure they're going to be some very nice doors. Also, the ensuite has heated flooring, all top of the line finishes. It has a frameless glass shower, giant soaking tub. The nice thing about this property as well is it's going to have solar panels that provide over 3,600 kilowatt hours per year. So it'll help take the edge off of your electric bills. in this great size house. I can't remember. Yeah, I did say it was over 2,700 square feet. Again, a lot of stuff going on out here. Pre-sales, again, just to clarify a little bit, it basically means you can write an offer right now on this property, subject to obviously seeing what it looks like at the final product. You put a small deposit down that's refundable. You get all the normal contingencies that you would otherwise get in a house that's already finished, and you get to pick some things out and have some of the touches that you want done to the house. So it's a great option if you're thinking of doing pre-sale. And if for whatever reason you change your mind or you find something different before it gets to that completion time, you can always back out of the deal and find something else, and there's no harm, no foul. So it's a great option when you're looking at new construction homes that are not complete yet. So as always, on the way out, I'm gonna show you what all these under construction homes look like. So let's get after it. So we are clear over on the west side of Lynden, on the very edge of the Homestead Country Club, and I got a great house for you here that's for sale at 1874 Emerald Way, and it's coming in at $899,000, featuring 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, almost 3,000 square feet at 2941, built in 2004 and sits on a nice large 1/4 acre lot. But probably the best feature of this house is that lot backs up to the 15th green of the Homestead Country Club. It faces east, so you get spectacular sunrises. Mount Baker is to the east there, so you can sit out in the morning under your covered patio and watch that sunrise, watch the early morning golfers. And it's just a great lot and a great location. This particular home has the original owners still in it. So when they built this back in 2004, they had all sorts of custom features added to the home that the next owner is going to benefit from. One of those being nice floor to ceiling windows in the family room that really take advantage of that easterly view out onto the golf course and the nice mountains and those beautiful sunrises. So it also has a nice bonus room above the garage area that has its own bathroom. So that would be a nice extra location for, say, a teenager who wants to have their own bathroom, or if you have those extended stays from family members, it's a nice place for them to stay up there as well. And as I spin around here, you can see just overall it's a really nice street. And like I said before earlier in the video, Lynden is notorious for pride of ownership. People take a lot of care with their yards to keep them looking nice, and it really shows. So that is one of the really nice features of Lynden. So I'd encourage you, if you're looking in the $800,000 to $900,000 price range, check this one out. It's a good option. And as always, we're going to drive around the neighborhood and show you what the other houses look like. So let's get after it. Once again, I want to thank you for sticking around to the end of this Lynden Washington vlog. As you can see here, I am at the Homestead Country Club and Resort. You can see some people back here enjoying the putting green in the late hours of the afternoon here. So just a beautiful grounds here. It's an 18-hole championship golf course. It has an award-winning 18th hole that is an island green, par 5. So you might want to come out here and test your golf skills with that one. Anyways, you can see behind me here is a driving range, nice full-size driving range. You can see there's a lot of water hazards on this particular golf course. So I'd encourage you to come check it out next time you're up here in North Whatcom County in the Pacific Northwest. But as I promised, I'm going to share with you that little known drug bust that put Lynden Washington on the map. It happened in 2005. There was a small house just across the Canadian border, a few miles across the Canadian border, that started to dig a hole, a tunnel, I might say, under the border, across into another small little area here in Lynden, a little house, I believe. And the goal was to smuggle drugs from the US to Canada and the Canada back into the US, back and forth. The irony is that the FBI, I believe, and the Border Patrol, US Customs figured out what they were doing before they completed the tunnel And rumor has it, when they finally were able to connect the tunnel with where they were wanting to go, the authorities were waiting there on the other side to arrest them. So go look it up on the internet, go Google that. It's a pretty interesting story, but the most infamous drug bust in the United States, that one I think ranks up there. But I hope you enjoyed the tour of Lynden, Washington. I hope you enjoyed checking out some of the properties in the area. I would highly encourage you to consider Lynden if you are the type of person that is very neat and detail oriented, loves to have perfectly manicured lawns, loves to be around a lot of nature that looks pristine, a community that really takes care and takes pride in the way it looks. It's a very friendly community. There are a lot of retirees here. It is predominantly Dutch, but there's a lot of outsiders as well. As a matter of fact, when I first moved to the Whatcom County area, I considered buying in Bellingham, but I ended up buying in Lynden. So back in 2001 it was. And the main reason was I just loved the community. It was small, approximately 15,000 people, as I've already mentioned. And it had just that, it reminded me of where I grew up in Iowa. So I grew up in Iowa, that small town feel, and Lynden really hit the nail on the head with that one. So we fit in, we lived here for about 10 years, really enjoyed it. I don't live here currently, I live in Bellingham, but consider Lynden if you're looking at moving to the area. And as always, if you're planning a trip here, be sure to look me up. I'd love to show you around town and help you make that smooth move to the Lynden, Washington area. See you next time.